Have you ever regretted not taking an action later after that event happened? Most of you, if not all of you, have had a similar experience to this sometime in your life. I know I have. Sarah Berger in her research states that 77% of people regret not investing earlier in their lives. I relate to this because I also invest, and I've lost some money, but I've also gained a lot of money. Investing requires a lot of risky moves and bold actions. I've learned throughout my life that taking risks in smart ways can help you move forward in positive ways. But I have also researched a little bit outside of personal experience for this speech. Taking bold or risky actions is not something that you should always do, and it's not always the right move to make. Another example that I would mainly like to focus on in this speech is by John F. Kennedy, and it's a speech called "We Choose to Go to the Moon." And it talks about how taking bold steps with risky decisions led us to be a major influencer in space exploration. Today, I would like to show you how being audacious and taking bold steps can advance us forward to a future we are more satisfied with. Let's start with some of the persuading factors that can influence us towards making this risky and bold step towards putting a new man on the moon. Pressing factors or influencers are almost always the reason behind taking bold actions or risky moves, and this speech of going to the moon is no exception. We were losing the space race with the Soviet Union, so there was an urgency behind the speech while John F. Kennedy was preparing it. This makes the bold move a little more attractive because of our competitive spirit, especially with the Soviet Union. We have never had good relations with the Soviet Union to begin with. And the space race between us and them is what advanced space exploration so much in such a little time. The Cold War was also going on in the middle of the 20th century, which is when the space race was happening between us two, which also elevated the competitive spirit between us. As stated in history, these tensions would continue throughout the space race, exhausted by such events as the construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961, the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, and the outbreak of war in Southeast Asia. Space was a new frontier which invoked the pioneer spirit within all of us Americans to take a risky step forward. We separated from Great Britain long ago and became pioneers of a new land. It is also an important factor that every American that has passed down through our ancestors' blood of being a pioneer. We have built everything we have now and became a powerhouse throughout the world from just being pioneers. Being pioneers is something we hold very special in our hearts because of the process and all the work we went through to get where we are today. And we also love to explore the unknown. According to Wikipedia, when addressing the crowd at Rice University, he equated the desire to explore space with the pioneering spirit that had dominated American folklore since the nation's foundation. This allowed Kennedy to reference back to his inaugural address, when he declared to the world, "Together, let us explore the stars." Americans are very easily influenced by pressing factors like competitiveness with other nations, but we also love to test ourselves and see what the best we can do is. We choose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. It would take a measure of our focus, our energies, skills, and efforts. Americans love to be tested and see what our results are from our best efforts to see how well we perform in multiple different areas. This could be with things such as sports, academics, and even gaming. It would prove how much of an influence that the US has when we put our best effort forward into whatever we are doing. A lot of the common folk in America want to be proven right about living in America being the best in the world. They want reassurance that we are among the top in the world, and not just for space exploration, but all around. John F. Kennedy stated in his speech, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things because they are easy, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because the goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because the challenge is one that we are willing to take, and one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others as well." The space race and the rapid exploration of space was all due to three reasons that pushed us Americans. One was the fear of communism of the Soviet Union beating us and dictating how space exploration would be influenced and by making us competitive. Another was the pioneer nature of the US and space being a new frontier that excited us all to explore the unknown and to be a leading influencer. And the last one was to test how far the USA's abilities could go and to put all of our efforts and energies towards one hard goal to accomplish. Taking bold steps and risk can be essential towards moving forward to places in a greater future. John F. Kennedy did all of these things excellently to motivate, influence, and guide all of us Americans to action for that better future for all of us and those who follow us.